Good evening, everyone. Today is Thursday, February the 19th. My name is Trippy Congo, President of Wilmington City Council. On behalf of all of my colleagues, we would like to thank you all for joining us this evening. Those of you who are in council chambers and everyone who is with us virtually. We are going to begin with an opening prayer from Marielena Rivera.
Heavenly Father, we have assembled to handle the affairs of our city. As we do so, we ask for your guidance and understanding. We pray that our city reaches a place of peace and safety. Keep us out of harm's way and bless those who are in authority. Let respect be key in all our endeavors. Padre Celestial, nos hemos reunido para manejar los asuntos de nuestra ciudad. Al hacerlo, le pedimos su orientación y comprensión. Oramos para que nuestra ciudad alcance un lugar de paz y seguridad, que nos mantenga fuera del peligro y bendecir a los que están en autoridad. Que el respeto sea clave en todos nuestros esfuerzos. Amén.
Amen. At this time, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Just as a friendly reminder, we'd like to ask everyone to please silence your cell phones. At this time, I'm going to ask for the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilman Owens.
Present.
Councilwoman Darby. Councilwoman Oliver.
Present.
Councilwoman Harley.
Present.
Councilwoman Willauer. Councilwoman McCoy. Councilman Johnson.
Here.
Councilman Field.
Present.
Councilwoman Bracy.
Present.
Councilwoman Cabrera. Councilman Hackett.
Here.
Councilman Spadola.
Here.
President Congo.
Here.
10 present and 3 absent.
Thank you. If there is anyone who is virtual or in council chambers who would like to give public comment and you haven't signed up yet, you still have about 10 minutes to do so. For those of you who are virtual, there is a Google Form sign-up link in the chat. For anyone who is in council chambers, there is a sign-up sheet just before me, right by the double doors. I'd also like to announce that Council Member Owens is holding his legislation this evening, an ordinance to authorize and approve a lease agreement with Bottling Group LLC for a portion of 3505 Governor Prince Boulevard for use as East Lawn Park. This time we will have the reading of the minutes from our previous meeting.
February 5th, 2026, City Council met in regular session with remote participation on the above date at 6:35 p.m. President Ernest M. Congo II presiding. The opening prayer was done by Marielena Rivera.
I move the minutes be accepted as written.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The minutes be accepted as written. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. This time we will have our committee report.
February 9th, 2026, President, members of City Council. Ladies and gentlemen, we, your Public Safety Committee, met by anchor location and remote participation, to who is referred ordinance number 26-004, entitled, An Ordinance to Establish a Temporary Moratorium on Smoke Shops Within the City of Wilmington. Have given this ordinance careful review and recommend council vote on it at an upcoming council meeting. Respectfully submitted, those members of the Public Safety Committee. Those members present, Councilwoman McCoy, Councilman Spadola, Councilwoman Bracy, Councilwoman Darby, Councilman Johnson, Councilwoman Oliver, President Congo.
I move the committee report be received, recorded, and filed. Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The report be received, recorded, and filed. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we'll have our city treasurer's report.
February 19th, 2026, total investments, $574,641,531.84. Total cash on hand, $20,149,721.10. Grand total, $594,791,252.94. Submitted City Treasurer Dwayne Sims.
I move the treasurer's report be received, recorded, and filed.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second the report be received, recorded, and filed on the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. I will accept the motion to move to accept all non-legislative business.
So move.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to accept all non-legislative business on the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we will have our recognition resolutions. Councilmember Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask Velda Potter and Wooly and her family to please come up, or her family and friends, please come up. Velda, Wooly. Vida, 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 not Velda. It's no L. Come on now. Talking about a judge here. Get your whole self together. Come on up. Stand there. And everybody say, Then everybody say, You want her to move down some? You good? I'd like everybody to know this is Vida Woolley. She's, I want to say this first, she's one of the youngest black judges in the state of Delaware. And attorney.
Yeah,
Attorney General's office. I'm just so you said she's an attorney. Attorney General's office. Okay. This is somebody y'all need to know. Okay. Whereas it's the sense of City Council to honor individuals and organizations who have demonstrated outstanding achievement and deserving of recognition and acknowledgments. The Wilmington City Council seeks to acknowledge and celebrate the remarkable accomplishments of Vida Woolley Esquire, MBA, a trailblazer who has been practicing law since she was just 23 years old, and who has amplified excellence, leadership, mentorship, and service in her field. Vida Woolley Esquire, MBA, a proud Delawarean, has achieved the extraordinary distinction of becoming licensed to practice law in Nevada, Delaware, Pennsylvania, passing each jurisdiction bar examination on her first attempt, including completing 2 bar examinations within a single year. In February 2025, at just 28 years old, Ms. Woolley passed the Delaware bar examination, widely regarded as one of the most rigorous in the nation. Whereas in July 20, 2025, Ms. Woolley passed the Pennsylvania administration of a uniform bear examination on her first attempt, scoring the top 10 in her class test takers and making her now eligible to practice in additional 41 jurisdictions, including New York, distinguishing herself as a rising legal mind and a role model for young professionals throughout the city and the state of Delaware. And whereas Ms. Woolley was raised in Wilmington by her father, noted entrepreneur Dave Woolley, he has passed the baton to Ms. Woolley to carry on his legacy in innovation and inspiration, which she has transferred into a modern model of public service, advocacy, and business leadership to the city and the state. And whereas Ms. Woolley is currently serving as the Deputy Attorney General for the state of Delaware, acting as a general counsel to the Office of Management and Budget, OBM, of the state most critical and wide-reaching agencies, where she provides strategic legal advice on statewide procurement, contracting, regular compliance for FOIA, securing transactions, legal drafting with work impacting virtual every commercial industrial. Ms. Woolley is the president of Woolley's Entertainment, LLC, demonstrating entrepreneur leadership through creative venues as well as producing worldwide entertainment and media venues. Ms. Woolley serves as associate producer on award-winning documentaries such as Dionne Warwick, associate producer on the Dionne Warwick, Don't Make Me Over. We all saw that down the theater and all throughout the city and on TV. The film premiered on CNN as a broadcast on HBO. Now there be resolved that the City Council and the Wilmington Council recognizes and congratulates Ms. Vida Woolley, MBA, continuing the proud professional legacy of those like Lewis Redding, who came before her. We wish her to continue success and impact of all her endeavors.
Hi, everyone. I want to first thank City Council, especially Councilmember Oliver, for this extremely humbling recognition. I want to thank my family that came today. I've got Pops over there, Harry St. John, my grandmother, Betty Woolley St. John, who taught me the meaning of confidence. I've got my mom, Deb Woolley, and then I've got my dad, Dave Woolley, who pretty much taught me everything else. And then my son, King. So with that being said, I'm not going to take a lot of time. As humbled as I am for this recognition, I'm even more humbled to continue to serve this great city and the great state of Delaware in my position. And so thank you. Appreciate it.
Councilmember Johnson.
I just want to say congratulations as a fellow member of the bar and someone who's kind of worked in the barristers and in diversity. I'm former diversity chair as well for the state. This is what we look forward to, our homegrown coming back to serve. So you're a testament to Wilmington, so thank you.
Councilmember Harley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say to you, Vida, congratulations on this significant accomplishment and achievement is both. And to my fellow neighbor, I'm very proud of you and keep up the good work. That's all I have, Mr. President.
One second. I just have to say, without crying, that I'm humbled and honored by all of these wonderful members of City Council to recognize my daughter. I have to also say that it's also, today is a very touching day because 28 years ago, around the same time, I was being honored by Councilman Norman Oliver. Vida was 1 year old, and just like I was holding her son, I was holding her up here 28 years ago. Yeah. Thank you, bro. So to have lived that number of years and see life come full circle in this wonderful, beautiful city of Wilmington, Delaware, and now to watch me pass the baton at this age to my daughter and allow her to continue the legacy of the Woolley family as givers in this beautiful city, it is really humbling and honor, and I thank God and each and every one of you. Thank you.
Next, we have Councilmember Harley.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. At this time, I'm going to ask that all the Black business owners to please join me down here at the podium. All the Black business owners that were invited to receive this recognition, you can meet me down here. And while you're making your way down, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So yes, thank you for that, thank you, well deserved. So while you're making your way down here, I just want to say, before I read this resolution, that it is my honor and it is a pleasure to present this resolution on this evening. On behalf of President Trippy Congo, yours truly, your 4th District City Council representative, as well as my City Council colleagues that are here on this evening. We wanted to invite you to the chambers on tonight because this is Black History Month, and we wanted you all, each and every one of you that's a business owner downtown, we wanted to honor you on tonight. We wanted to appreciate you on tonight for your, number one, for your economic leadership, for being a great contributor, for all that you are contributing to the downtown area, as well as your entrepreneurial creativity, and most of all, for your commitment as a business owner to have your business downtown here in the city of Wilmington. We know that it is not easy, especially post-pandemic. I know we're a few years beyond the pandemic, but for some, I know that you are probably still struggling a little, but we want you to know during this Black History Month that we do honor you, we do appreciate you, and we do appreciate you having your business downtown in the 4th District here in the city of Wilmington. So at this time, I'm going to read the resolution that we have for each one of you that came on tonight. February 19th, 2026, sponsor Council President Trippy Congo. It is the sense of City Council to honor individuals, organizations, and special occasions that demonstrate outstanding achievement and are deserving of recognition and acknowledgement. Council President Trippy Congo recognizes the importance and significance of the month of February as Black History Month. Whereas Black History Month is an annual celebration to recognize the heritage and achievements of Black people in the United States. Also known as African American History Month, the event grew out of Negro History Week, spearheaded by historian Dr. Carter G. Woodson and other prominent African Americans in 1926. The birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass inspired the creation of Negro History Week. In 1976, President Gerald Ford officially recognized Black History Month. Since this time, every United States president has officially designated the month of February as Black History Month. Other countries around the world, including Canada and the United Kingdom, also devote a month to celebrating Black history. The city of Wilmington takes pride in the rich cultural history and diverse population. This Black History Month, we salute the innovative spirit of the Black business community. Downtown Market Street, in particular, has long been the heart of Wilmington, historically serving as a gathering place for the city's Black community and a hub for commercial and social activities. It continues to host a variety of Black-owned businesses that contribute to the social and economic vibrancy of our city. Whereas Black-owned businesses on downtown Market Street and throughout our city represent the entrepreneurial spirit, creativity, and resilience of Wilmington's Black community, providing goods, services, and opportunities that enrich the lives of residents and visitors alike. The success of these businesses not only supports economic growth, but also builds our shared community. Whereas this council extends special appreciation to 10K, The Long Way, Too Much Boutique, Bridge Art Gallery, Green Box Kitchen, Jet Phoenix, Juxtamod, Lafayette Gallery, Marley and Me, Midnight Flavor Restaurant and Bar, Milk and Honey, Nailed by London Studios, Oath 84, Serena's Soul Food, Sidebar Cafe 4, Stop the Violence Coalition Incorporation Academy for Peace, Town and Shore Apparel, Urban Fork Restaurant and Bar, WJVS Radio for the innovative and unique character they have brought to Wilmington's entrepreneurial landscape. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that this legislative body hereby recognizes and commends Wilmington's Black-owned businesses for their invaluable contributions to our city's economy, culture, and heritage. We honor your efforts to uphold the long-standing legacy of Black excellence, innovation, and leadership in this great city. Job well done, everyone. So at this time, we're going to give you, I was given orders to ask each one of you to only take 30 seconds, and we're asking that you please be obedient, and we do celebrate each and every one of you on tonight.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tanae Brown. I'm the owner of Juxtamod, which is a resale business that I started back in 2017 in Philadelphia. I'm from Wilmington, and I decided to bring my business back home, and I'm very excited, and I'm looking forward. So summer of 2026, I will be opening at 308 North Market. So I can't wait to see everyone there, hopefully.
Thank you.
Just first, I want to thank City Council, everyone, Trippy, for this acknowledgement. My name is Jet Phoenix. Me and my partner, Oz, we just want to bring creativity to Wilmington. My job is to be the new Tyler Perry and bring film to Delaware, and that's what I'm here to do, and I just want to let you know.
My name is Jason Aviles. I'm the owner of Green Box Kitchen. We're located right here in the heart of downtown Wilmington, Delaware. When most people hear the word small business, they don't think anything of it. When in fact, the data shows that 99.9% of all businesses in this country are small businesses, which means that small businesses are the backbone of every single community. I don't know if you guys know the data, but 2 out of every 5 Black-owned small businesses in this country fail by the end of year 1. Nearly 80% of Black-owned businesses fail by year 3 in this country. The fact that we are standing here is not by accident, it's by commitment. You see, we wake up every day and we not only choose difficult, but we conquer difficult. I've had my business for a little over 6.5 years, and I'm a testimony to the commitment, the dedication, and the engagement that it requires to not only be open and not just survive, but thrive. Thank you to the City of Wilmington and the Wilmington City Council for creating this moment for us all to be seen. I appreciate it.
Hi guys, my name is Ryan. I'm the owner of 10K. I thank you guys for appreciating me for this acknowledgement. I own a sneaker store and clothing store on 4th and Market right next to Green Box. And I'm just here to create style, and creativity, just like Jet.
Good evening, everyone. Tim Dobson, Milk and Honey, 339 Market Street, Wilmington, Delaware. We're so proud to be here in Wilmington, Delaware. We're from Philly, owned a restaurant in Darby, Pennsylvania. And let me tell you, this is different. I feel the love here. We're going to do a great job. So come down to Milk and Honey, get yourself a cup of coffee, croissant, even a salmon wrap or what have you. Hey, look, I'm just marketing this stuff here because we got, because we're going to survive. We're going to make sure that you're going to get a lot of love in your food, the best customer service in the whole wide world. So come on down to Milk and Honey, 339 Market Street. I'm here with my wife, Christine. What? Wherever. 3rd Market Street. Kind of new. We from the hood, but you know, we make food good.
Good evening, everyone. It is so delightful to be in this illustrious body. Thank you, President. And thank you, our illustrious councilwoman of my district. I claim it myself. Some of you may or may not know, but in 2001, right there at Shipley Street, and it was Shipley Street and 4th, little Damon Gist Jr. and Darnell Evans Jr. were both shot and killed in the barber shop there. There was an outcry from the city. Many of you participated in the rallies and the march to have a major voice in stopping violence in our city. From that time in 2001 until today, I have been the founding executive director of Stop the Violence Coalition Incorporated. And in 2016, I had the opportunity with the governor, now mayor, to open the Academy for Peace in downtown Wilmington. Keeping that voice and presence alive in downtown Wilmington has been my delight. And along with Eunice LaFate, we have been on that block in Wilmington, the Loma District, for 10 and 11 years. I'm in my 10th year through the trauma of COVID. I'm still there. Through changing sequence of events, I'm still there. And so I say thank you all and thank God for the opportunity. I'm humbled beyond measure to be there in Black excellence along with all of you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Eunice LaFate, the owner of LaFate Gallery Vision Center, located at 227 North Market Street in Wilmington, Delaware. And LaFate, that's a French name, bonjour, or two, I am not French, I'm a Jamaican. I've lived here for the last 43 years, and my business has been open for the last 10 years. So that has been just more than a miracle. I want to thank City Council President Trippy Congo. Two thanks for this recognition, and thank you for extending funds for Jamaica for the brutal hurricane Jamaica faced back in October. I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank all the people who have supported LaFate Gallery. It takes a village to raise a child, takes a village to grow a business. How about that? Mm-hmm. So thank you all very much.
Everybody that will need to speak and come up.
Hi, good evening. My name is Monica Thomas. we are opening at 201 North Market Street, hopefully pretty soon. We are called Auburn Fork Restaurant and Bar, and we would like to thank the City of Wilmington for acknowledging us. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Andre Wright, and I'm from Midnight Flavor. It's an honor to be in Wilmington. This is my 4th restaurant. I opened in COVID, but the love that I get from this town and from y'all, I just appreciate it so much. And I'm just here to just give love, give support, and give unity. And y'all just got to come on down and get a little bit of our loving. Thank y'all.
Just want to say we will be taking a photo after the last person speaks for those that want to stick around. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Cheryl Mack, and this is my husband, Christopher Mack. We're the owners of the Bridge Art Gallery at 213 North Market Street. I want to thank our councilperson, Councilwoman Harley, and thank you, President Congo, for this recognition. We are celebrating our 1st year here in Wilmington and our 10th year of the Bridge Art Gallery on this Saturday. So if you want to stop by to celebrate with us from 2 to 5. And I'm thrilled to be a part of what we call Black Market Street. Our 200 block is all of our business owners that you've heard from. So come down on Saturday and just walk Black Market Street and support the businesses on our block.
Hello. I'm Olivia McClintock. I'm the owner of Town and Shore Handcrafted, located at 221 North Market Street in Luma. And I would like to give a deep, deep thanks to Councilwoman Michelle Harley and President Chip Condigo for this honor and this opportunity. My business started as an online business, and I decided to come to Wilmington against my lawyer's instructions, who suggested that I move my business to Greenville. And I told him, well, all the exciting things are happening in Wilmington. And so that's where we need to be. And I am glad to say after 5 years of my store being here that I still feel that way and hope to continue to see artisans like myself that make handmade leather goods have a place to thrive and continue to get the support that you guys offer. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Wayne Pennington. I want to first thank Council President Congo and Councilwoman Harley, who has always supported us. So I represent WJVS Radio. We are a digital broadband radio. We have an app. We have .com. We've got Alexa. So, but if you want to hear some old school, that's what we play. Most of our music is 80% old school. We play a little new school, but keep it in mind, WJVS Radio, and we've been here. November made 4 years, so we're out here. We hope to get your ears checking us out. So while you supporting all the other black businesses, please listen to some good music and support us. But thank you.
Hi, everybody. I am Michelle Gregory. This is my husband, Josh Gregory, and we are co-owner operators of Sidebar Cafe, located right around the corner on 919 North Market Street. I'm honored, and I just want to say thank you so much to Wilmington City Council, Mr. Congo. Thank you so much, Councilwoman Harley, Tish Davis. You have been just a blessing to us. Kobe, one of our regulars, the barbecue melts and all that good stuff. Words can't even express how. And Yesenia, I'm sorry, I see you back there. Josh don't ever want to talk. I'm going to make this short and sweet. Thank you. We are grateful. We are honored.
How you market? We got a show for y'all. We the second Black Wall
my
Street.
God.
I mean, Black what's called, because we got 054 across from us, so technically we the only two on that street. Can't nobody stop me from doing what I want to do.
Please excuse my husband. He was raised by wolves. I do apologize. So, and this is really us. This is not an act. Come and see us
Yeah, we have great food, great vibes, great love. We just want to spread love and happiness, and yeah. I'm gonna kill you and drink your blood. Thank you, and come see us sometime, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lanaya. I am the owner of Too Much Showroom down at 207 North Market Street. First of all, thank you, City Council, for the acknowledgement. I really appreciate it. I've been located there for 3 years now, and when I had the dream of opening my own clothing store, I always wanted it to be back home where I'm from. I've been doing fashion and designing since I was 16 years old. I am now 29, so I can finally say I'm living in my dream. So again, I appreciate the acknowledgement, and I wouldn't have done it anywhere else.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I was trying to escape talking because I like to cook and be behind the kitchen, but welcome, everybody, and thank you. We are deeply honored and sincerely grateful for President Congo, the City Council, and the City of Wilmington as a whole. To be acknowledged during Black History Month means something powerful to us. We understand that none of us stand here alone. We stand on the shoulders of those who built opportunity where there was once limitation. Oath 84 is not one person's vision. It is about our staff who show up every day with excellence. It is our guests who choose to support local, and our family that continue to pray for us. It is our community who believed in North Market Street, and we are simply stewards of something bigger. Oath 84 was built on principles: love our neighbor, don't look down on anybody, and reach above ourselves to pull people up. That means creating a space where people feel seen, valued, and welcomed. And in March, we will officially open our doors for what we're calling a Love Day, a celebration of the community, gratitude, and the people that made this possible, not just for opening, but for a moment in Wilmington. This recognition is not the finish line for us or the beginning. It's just a reminder of our responsibility to serve better, to lead stronger, and to pour back into our city. We are grateful, and we're just getting started. Thank you, Trippy, and everybody in Wilmington.
All right, let's give them all another round of applause as they come up front. We're going to ask everyone to come up front to get your photo. We're just going to ask if you want your photo taken. We're going to take a group picture up front. Real quick, everybody, real quick. Yes, up front, in front of President Congo. Is that okay, President? Okay, yes. So we're going to get the owners up front, and then we'll ask the council members to come up.
Why you didn't go in the hallway?
Y'all gotta come in closer, probably.
You hold up the knee. No, but I'm waiting. Wonder why you ain't going to the hallway. Hold up the meeting. Now we holding up the meeting. It's crazy.
Can you see everybody? Yes.
Yeah, because
You pointing too? Okay, all right. Say cheese.
Okay. Right here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you.
Mr. President, appreciate you. Can you stop calling police on me, please? Can you stop calling police on me?
Love you too.
That's her, huh?
No,
That's her, huh?
my name.
I'd like to recognize Councilmember Darby. In way of other recognitions, Councilmember Oliver would also like to recognize Senator Dave P. Sokola on his retirement. In the way of sympathy resolutions from all council, Adrian Morales Lebron, from Councilmember Cabrera, sympathy resolutions for May Miller and James Nathaniel Bell from Councilmember Oliver, sympathy resolutions for Michael Sheridan Washam, David Swayze, Sean Brady from Councilmember Owens, sympathy resolution for John William Armstrong III from Councilmember Spadola, a sympathy resolution for Christopher Nicholas Scrobot, and from Councilmember Wallauer, a sympathy resolution for Alvin B. Moore II. At this time, we will move to public comment. We'd like to remind everyone that once you are up here, please remember to introduce yourself. If you're in council chambers, please watch your step once you reach the podium. Anyone who is virtual, again, we will call your name when it is your opportunity to speak. But please remember to introduce yourself. You can also, if you like, you can say what district you represent, but you don't have to. But if you do represent a district or live in a district, you can say that. Please try to keep your public comment within 3 minutes. Once you have around 30 seconds left, I will give you a friendly reminder. First, we have Deacon Earl Tate. Thank you for joining us.
Greetings. My name is Deacon Earl E. Tate, who's never late because he don't want to lose his pair of roller skates. And I'm here to say I hope y'all been enjoying the Black History Month because we have a lot to do. All of us have a lot to do with making the United States what it is now. We all are here representing all of us that have been here, our folks, our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents, and all have participated in making the United States what it is today, and that's why I say this is the year when we have the middle election, and we got to get off our seats. Each and every one of us got to get off our seats and got to get out there and vote. Because if you don't vote, you don't have no say-so in what goes on here. We have to get out and vote, and we got to show our young folks as well as us that we got to get out here and vote, and we got to do the right things. So that's how come I say, get up off your seat and get out here and vote, every one of you, because when you get out here and vote, it makes not only you feel good, but it makes you feel like you're doing something, and we are. So let's just show this here president that we got in office that we are America. We are, all of us is what make America what it is. And that's why I say like I say in my poem, think. He who thinketh negatively hath defeated himself even before he begun. But he who thinketh positively with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding can claim the victory by faith, and is all setting forth new goals and climbing higher heights that life holds no limit to it. So get out here and do it. Think positive and be positive and set forth a good positive example. Amen?
Amen.
And enjoy yourself this year. Let us make this year
You have 30
one
seconds.
of the best years yet.
Amen.
Thank you. And because we do have so many who signed up for public comment, we're going to alternate between those of you who are in council chambers and everyone who was with us virtually. So our first virtual public comment will come from Larry Glacino. Larry Glacino, apologize if I'm mispronouncing your last name. Please raise your hand if you are still virtual with us virtually. Larry Glacino. We're going to go to Rob Savarese, who is with us virtually. Oh, you're in council chambers. Rob Savarese is with us in council chambers, WITN. Thank you for joining us, and please remember to introduce yourself. Please watch your step once you reach the podium.
Honorable council members, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak here this evening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your service to the community. My name is Rob Savarese. I was born in 1965 in New York. I moved to Delaware in 1998. I thought the days of prejudice and discrimination were long gone, but here we are today in the midst of it. Councilmember Darby's resolution is not about a statue. It is a closed-minded resolution about hate and bias. It is an assault on Italian-American heritage and culture. It is a resolution in opposition to Italian Americans. It is a resolution to stomp on Italian Americans, like the lynching of 11 innocent Italian Americans in New Orleans on March 14th, 1891. At a time in our nation's history, as we approach our 250-year anniversary, when the majority of Americans are standing up for peace, progress, healing, equality, justice, free speech, and democracy, Councilmember Darby is spreading hate speech. Hate against Italian Americans who live and work in Wilmington. Councilmember Darby's resolution is a misguided path to regression, division, and turpitude.
Just one moment, please, sir. WITN, please pause his speaking time. I'm just going to ask everyone, and including you, sir, to please not address any council members directly.
I apologize.
All right, thank you so much.
A vote in favor of Resolution 0184 is a vote in favor of erasing centuries of American history, and it sets a dangerous precedent for cancellation of other cultural icons in America's proud history. Ask yourself, how would you feel if a council member presented false, toxic narratives designed to malign MLK's character and campaigned against the legacy, campaigned to erase his legacy?
You have 30 seconds.
Please do the right thing. Vote with your heart. Vote for unity. Vote for pride. Vote for healing. Vote for justice. Vote to preserve and protect Italian American heritage in Wilmington. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, virtually, we have Nancy Deniso. Nancy Deniso. Okay, you can come forward, please. Thank you for joining us. Also, if Anna Halligan is with us in council chambers, Anna Halligan, or Meme Sabulis, Lydia Konstanowski. Oh, I'm sorry, they were virtual. 1 second, please. If Gerard, last name begins with a D. If you can come stand up so you can be next, please. Next, if you can come stand right next to the TV monitor. Thank you for joining us. You may begin. Please introduce yourself.
Good evening, members of City Council. My name is Nancy Denisio. I live in the 7th District of Wilmington, and I'm a lifelong resident of Wilmington. My husband, who's here with me, is also a lifelong resident of Wilmington, and he served the city as a firefighter for 32 years. We're both here this evening to ask you to vote no on Resolution 0184. The resolution begins with this statement. The City of Wilmington removed statues of Christopher Columbus and Caesar Rodney in June 2020, citing concerns over damage to the statues, as well as intentions to have an overdue discussion about the public display of historical figures and events, according to then Mayor Michael Przicki. Let me repeat that one part, to have an overdue discussion. And yet this resolution is not about having a conversation. This resolution is about shutting a conversation down. Every council member was invited to such a discussion on Tuesday evening, and it was a great evening. People came to support having the statue of Christopher Columbus put up. They shared facts. There was a great presentation, and there was no one there opposing it. But we were open to hearing any other voices of opposition. We wanted a civil debate. No one showed up to speak against it. That's fine, but we do want conversation. History as it relates to Christopher Columbus has been skewed to fit the narrative of some, and while this is not the time or the place tonight to debate that, I urge you to seek out the whole truth, be willing to sit and have an intelligent and informed conversation. To me, Christopher Columbus was an imperfect man with an indomitable spirit who charted the course connecting two great continents, paving the way for others to follow, a man who must be assessed by 15th century norms. He is the man that the early Italian Americans chose to represent their experience, their culture, their pride, and their contributions to this great country. As a lifelong resident of Wilmington and a proud American of Italian descent, I want to see the statue of Christopher Columbus return to its rightful place on Pennsylvania Avenue. Or as an alternative, for whatever reason that can't be done, placed in Father Tucker Park. So again, I urge you to please vote no on Resolution 0184. Let's have a considerate, a civil, and a fact-based dialogue before any such resolution should be voted on. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, virtually, we have Anna Halligan. WI-10 is Anna Halligan still with us? Anna Halligan, if you are still with us virtually, please raise your hand. And while we're waiting for Anna Halligan, I'd like to make a motion to extend public comment past 7:30.
Second. Second.
It's been properly moved and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Anna Halligan? Okay. We will go to our next public speaker who is with us in council chambers. Sir? Thank you for joining us. Please remember to introduce yourself and please watch your step once you reach the podium.
Good evening, Mr. President and distinguished members of City Council. It's a privilege and an honor to be here before you speaking tonight. And I say that truthfully because if I didn't address you all that way, my father's heavenly foot would be somewhere where I didn't like it in my body. My father served this body for 30 years. He worked in licenses and inspections. I knew your grandpop. I knew many members that sat here for this council, but I don't know if I'm here for Christopher Columbus or or for my father. My name is Jerry Delaterio, and I was born and raised out on the west side, I believe Councilman Johnson's district, on a street 2 blocks, 500 and 600 block of Robin Street, Goat City. There were Irish boys, there were Italian boys, and there were black boys. There were probably 90 of us. We all played together, we ate together, we fought together, we called each other's mothers, yes, ma'am. That's where I grew up in this city. My dad, they were talking about Black History Month. My father taught me when I was 12 years old, Dad, what did you do in the service? He says, my only claim to fame was that I fed the Tuskegee Airmen, the 99th Fighter Squadron. I'm sure you all know who they are. I learned those things, so that's how I grew up. So I just wanted to let you know that. I'm here tonight in support of the statue being placed back up. If not the rightfully placed on Pennsylvania Avenue, maybe in Father Tucker Park. My father was a city employee dedicated to this town for 30 years. And myself and my 2 surviving brothers feel the same way. We love the city of Wilmington. Although we all live outside in the suburbs now, we still enjoy City Fest and coming back in town, mostly to eat. But my father also served on the Columbus Monument Committee for many years, 25 years. And it was in his heart, he would go out 35 years ago, and he would shut down Pennsylvania Avenue. He would have Public Works come out. They would have a wreath laying on Columbus Day. They'd have then Senator Joseph Biden come. They'd have Representative Herman Holloway come, Herman Holloway Sr. I'm sure you know that. You recognize that name. People like, at the time, Councilman Jim Baker. They would support that, you know. And we were raised that
30 seconds.
Columbus was, for the Italian people, a sign of hope. I never agreed with slavery. Later in life, these stories came out about him that I totally disagree with, and I'm not for. And maybe if his statue is re-erected, that should be noted. But I think it's part of Italian history, Italian-American history, and it should be resurrected or re-erected. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Next, virtually, we have Mimi or Meme Cebulis. If you're with us still virtually, please raise your hand. Meme.
Hello?
Yes, thank you for joining us, and please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Mimi Cibolis, and I'm an American of Italian descent and a Wilmington resident. And I support Councilwoman Darby's resolution against the reinstallation of the Christopher Columbus statue. A statue is an endorsement, and Christopher Columbus is not someone Wilmington should ever endorse. His original 1492 journal is lost, but an abstract preserved by Bartolome de las Casas remains. And I'd like to mention some of those excerpts. I took some of the natives by force, and that the people he met would make fine servants, adding, with 50 men we could subjugate them all and make them do whatever we want. Las Casas also wrote that Spanish men took indigenous women and girls by force as spoils of conquest. Well, let's say you dismiss all of Las Casas' writing. You don't agree with it. You're a reader of Italian American magazine. Fine. Let's not look at any of his writings. Columbus's friend and associate, Michele della Cuneo, wrote a letter that Columbus gave him, a captured indigenous woman, and he described beating her and raping her after she resisted him. That's his own account. Columbus's rule was so abusive that royal investigator Francisco de Bobadilla arrested him and sent him back to Spain in chains. Testimony gathered at the time described floggings, mutilations, people kept in irons, and executions without Spanish due process, affecting not just indigenous people, but Spanish settlers there. One witness even testified that a woman who spoke ill of Columbus had her tongue cut out. These are letters, royal investigations, and administrative records. Contemporary documents, not myth. If you want to keep the statue for history, great. Put it in a museum. But on a pedestal out in public is for honor. If you truly want to honor Italian heritage, there are so many better choices. Why are we dying on this hill? Leonardo da Vinci, a genius who shaped art and science. Galileo Galilei, who helped us understand the universe. Mother Cabrini, she served immigrant communities in the U.S. Rita Levi-Montalcini, a scientist who won the Nobel Prize. Maria Montessori, who revolutionized education. Italian heritage is art, science, courage, intellect, community, not conquest. I'm not asking anyone to erase history. I'm asking the city not to endorse a person whose record includes enslavement and sexual violence. So that earlier comparison, MLK's legacy is rooted in justice and human rights, so that doesn't hold. This vote is about civic honor, not historical censorship. That analogy was horrific. He fought for liberation. Columbus's investigations by Spain describe forced capture and enslavement.
30 seconds.
Out Italian, without honoring a man who treated humans like cargo. I support this resolution, and I hope the statue stays gone or put in a museum. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, virtually, we have Al Gredo. Not virtually, but in council chambers. Thank you for joining us, and please watch your step once you reach the podium, and please remember to introduce yourself. And next, virtually, we're going to have Lydia Konstantinsky. If you can please raise your hand if you're with us virtually still. Lydia Konstantinsky.
May it please the council, my name is Albert M. Greto, G-R-E-T-O. I'm a lawyer in Wilmington. I have a office over by Libby's. And with respect to what was just discussed from the virtual attendant, it should be noted that after Columbus was indicted and taken back to see Ferdinand and Isabella to answer to the charges, he was acquitted. He was restored his title. He was given back his property. And Bobadilla was called back to them, but his boat didn't make it. And so we don't know how that trial would have played out. I think that that Columbus can be attributed to slavery. I think there's no dispute in that. The genocide, the natives died from disease and whatnot. And be that as it may, there's good and bad in everyone. I mean, King David set up his warrior Uriah and had his line fall back so that Uriah got killed so David could have his wife. I mean, there's good and bad in everyone. You got to take the good with the bad. You focus on the good, and you try to stay away from the bad. But what I know is, and what I've handed out to everybody, and I have packets for each and every member of council, and I have an extra packet to make a part of the record, that from 1907 to 1957, there's a bunch of great Wilmingtonians and Delawareans that put a lot of time and a lot of energy into the plaza and into the statue and getting it here. And from 1957 to 2019, every year, go to Mass, process over to the plaza, process from the plaza to Ursel and have a luncheon, break bread with each other, celebrate our heritage. Dignitaries, politicians, great businessmen, the men that built this city, right? DeSabatino, Deladon. The names are, there's too many names to name. Barbieri, Fortunata, Consiglio, Arrigo, Corletto, Ciotti, Antonelli. I provided everybody with the 1957 program. I have it again today. There's a markup from an older gentleman who's still with us, who put context to the many names in the book for the younger generations that don't know it. The Italians came here, and from 1907 to 1957, they were discriminated against. During the war, there were internment camps for Italians, and they still embraced the country looking for something better. And this is how we celebrate it, and we want it back. We want our statue, and we want the city to give our statue to us now, while they're figuring out whether the public property is all right. And if it's not going to be all right, we'll put it on private property. But we want our statue back. Please give us our statue back. Thank you.
Thank you. WITN, is Lydia Konstantinsky with us? Okay. And then our next, after Ms. Konstantinsky, we're going to have Dominic Albano. You can come and just kind of sit right behind Councilmember Bracy. Yes, thank you for joining us. Please introduce yourself.
Original program. It's got the transcripts from the...
Lydia Konstantinsky.
Do you want it?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. You may begin.
Thank you. Thank you, council members. I have a letter to read from a friend who is unable to make it tonight. I'm from District 6, as is my friend. On a personal note, I was relieved and delighted when the statue came down in 2020. My children pass both statues on their bus route every day. And I want to say that size and placement confer importance. And I want to emphasize the values that we want to carry forward in our wonderful city by leaving this statue in the past. This is from my friend. To the Wilmington City Council, statues of historical figures on public grounds are not neutral objects. The choice of who to honor and memorialize in this way has always been a reflection of what values a society holds and aspires to. In this case, Christopher Columbus is well known and well documented to have been a cruel man who fostered policies of violence toward indigenous populations in general and women in particular. He was known, criticized, and punished by his contemporaries for his cruelty and violence, and his policies helped shape and define centuries of incalculable harm to millions upon millions of people. We are still living in the shadow of his evil choices every day. There are countless ways to preserve history, such as by supporting and funding libraries and museums, education, and teaching. Among these options, a statue in a public park is not a particularly effective method of learning about history. It is a much greater method of learning about the character of the society that placed it there. As a resident of Wilmington, I urge us to aspire to be greater, kinder, more caring than our past. I understand the desire to place a statue of Columbus in the name of virtues such as boldness and curiosity. I urge us to honor these virtues instead by setting out to explore a new world together, to discover a land characterized by compassion rather than conquest. Thank you, Stephen Jackson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next virtual speaker after our in-chamber speaker will be Julian Strickland. So Julian Strickland, if you are still with us, please raise your hand so WITN can recognize you. But next we have Dominic Albano. Thank you for joining us, and please remember to introduce yourself.
Yes. Good evening. My name is Dominic Albano. I was born and raised in Wilmington, Delaware. I still live in the city with my grandson, who I am raising. I want to thank each of you for this opportunity to share a story within the story of this evening's topic from my vantage point. October 12th, 1957. Although most of us here tonight are not related by blood, what does unite our souls and our spirits are relatable traits that distinguish and define common connections to one's heritage, to one's traditions, to one's culture, to one's customs, to one's ancestry that are familiar to all, be it white, black, Hispanic, Jewish, Asian, Hindu, indigenous people, etc. I'd like to share some perspectives that many, if not all of you, aren't aware of regarding Thursday, October 12th, 1957. A crowd had gathered on a small island of ground on Pennsylvania Avenue, across from Ursuline Academy. In the crowd was a back-in-the-day Italian grandmother and her 4-year-old grandson, anxiously awaiting the ceremonies to begin. Situated between the tall flags displaying the American flag and the Italian flag was a stone foundation upon which a drape-covered statue stood. As the dignitaries concluded their dedications, the drape was pulled away and an impressive statue of Christopher Columbus was displayed. Everyone in the crowd applauded. The Italian grandmother was smiling and nodding her approval. She was full of pride to be an Italian American, attending this commemoration 465 years after Columbus set sail from Spain. Similarly, this Italian woman's family also set sail on a long, frightening journey to America via boat, like so many others in search of a new life, a new opportunity. Besides not being able to speak the language or knowing anything about this new country, there were other looming hardships they were not prepared for that followed the purchase of their passage to America. Unbeknownst to them, they were setting sail for South America. They were lied to and cheated out of their dreams. Instead of the streets being lined with gold like the tales they were told, there were fields of coffee beans lining Brazilian coffee plantations, awaiting their arrival for them to labor long hours and face excruciating conditions.
You have 30 seconds.
The stories of how they managed to finally make it to New York, Philadelphia, and Delaware, and how long it took are like dust in the wind. But on that day, October 12th, 1957, the sacrifices, the hardships, the injustices, the pain and suffering they endured for so many years were replaced with smiles, happiness, and excitement. The United States of America was the birthplace she would raise her family. Fast forward 63 years to Friday, June 12th, 2020.
Please begin to wrap up your comments.
That 4-year-old child is now a grandfather driving his 9-year-old grandson on Pennsylvania Avenue towards Wilmington. Traffic has slowed to a stop. Cranes are moving the Christopher Columbus statue before a vigilante mob tore it down. The United States of America is under attack. Our core principles that our ancestors fought for, sacrificed for, and passed down to us are in jeopardy for the next generations. God, family, country, stand for the flag, kneel for the cross.
Sir, please.
If we don't rise up in unison for the statue that represents our heritage and set an example with dignity, what can we expect from those that follow if we haven't left our footprints? Thank you.
Thank you. WITN is Julian Strickland with us. Julian Strickland, if you're still with us virtually, please raise your hand. Julian Strickland. Also going to ask Rita, if Rita is still with us, please come forward. Also Nancy, last name begins with the D, if you may come forward if you're still here. Okay. Thank you for joining us. You may begin. Please remember to introduce yourself.
My name is Rita Carnevale. I live and own a small business here in the city of Wilmington in the 7th District. I'm going to be really short. Based on a federal census that was taken back in 1830, approximately 3,775 free black people owned slaves in the United States. These owners held between 12,000 and 20,000 slaves largely concentrated in Louisiana, South Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland. 1830 was 330 years after Columbus discovered America.
Thank you. Nancy, last name begins with a D. If you're,
She already spoke.
okay, all right, thank you. Next we have Ruth James. And if Baba Hameen can please come forward. Thank you for joining us. Please remember to introduce yourself.
Ruth Ann Purchase James. Kike yu yamananing hake, walang kuntuakan nulang himta monanak. These are the words of William Penn, translated into the Lenape language, wishing that we might live together in peace and friendship. These were the lower three counties of Pennsylvania, dedicated to the freedom of religion and to the building of friendship with all people, as all life is sacred. For this reason, I come to you, and I ask you to pause. I ask you to consider consulting about the big picture. Wilmington is an amazing city, full of rivers that have been here 300, 400, 500 million years, with living beings honoring all life. And if we, as the small humans in this place, stewarding these ancient rivers, could stop long enough to recognize we depend on all living things. We depend on our rivers. We depend on our trees for the air we breathe. These are the teachings of the Lenape, and for that reason they were punished. So I ask you tonight to take the long view, to consider all the residents of this beautiful, beautiful place that has been called Lenapehoking for over 25,000 years, as far as we know. This place has welcomed many human beings of many languages, of many varieties, many migrating animals of all sorts, many sturgeon, ancient ancestors coming up the rivers to their ancient breeding grounds to celebrate the glory of all creation and the Creator. These are the teachings of the Lenape that have been erased. I ask you to push pause and with me consult with amazing people here in Wilmington, like the Delaware Art Museum, like the people who come from Winterthur. They come here to Wilmington to help us with our public statues, with our public art, to teach the local residents to steward our own
30
artwork.
seconds.
And I ask you to consult with these people and to consult with conflict transformationists, because they are among us, the School of Peace. We know how to come together. Could we please come together and look at all the amazing stories and choose well how many statues of human white men we erect? Wanishi, Wellankantuakan, peace to you.
Thank you. Next in council chambers, we have Baba Hameen. And our final speaker will be Anthony. Last name begins with an F. Okay, if you can come forward, please.
Honorable Councilman Tipper Trippy, and all the hardworking council members, and to my neighbors. This is, I'm not, I got this last minute.
Please introduce
yourself. And I heard about it.
Please introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself. Please state your name.
My name is Baba Hameen.
Thank you.
I'm entrepreneur. I retired from 9th Street. I'm an educator of our children. As an educator of our children, one of the biggest beefs I have is our children go to school and they don't get the truth. They don't learn history as it really is. Now, I've been on this journey for like 30 years, 40 years, to teach children the truth so they understand their history. And I'm sitting here listening to all the speakers speak with passion. And for those of Italian descent, I feel you. And I'm looking at my elders, peers. I'm pushing 80, and so I know the deal. When you hold on to a thought, a belief for years and years and years, it's hard for somebody to come up and say, that's not true. It would be very offensive if I was of German descent and I want to see a statue of Hitler because I'm of a German descent. Never mind what he did, or better yet, make it more relevant. Say if I was of Italian descent and I want to bring up a statue because we're related, Mussolini. Never mind the atrocities that these people might have done, but we're related to them. So this is a very difficult situation because on one side is people who have pride in their history, and then on the other side, it's a slap in the face. And so when our children, when they learn history from me, I tell them the truth. Columbus, 250,000 natives slaughtered. Come on. Rape, every kind of disgusting thing that could happen, happened on his watch. And his engagement of it, his support of it, slavery, the harshest, the most brutal way that he committed slavery. Christopher Columbus did that to my ancestors. And as the Lenape sister was speaking on it, my ancestors speak to me too. And in my heart, I know it's very difficult for me to say, okay, it's okay, it's in history, that's in the past. But right now, you're some Italians are some beautiful people. One of my best friends since I've been in Delaware is Bernie.
Please begin to wrap up your comments, sir.
So, I feel you, but you have to recognize the youth, the young people coming up, how I'm not the youth, but how people feel about something in their face all the time, and you support it. They don't know the passion that you have. They just know that it's an insult. It's an outright
please wrap up your comments, sir.
Money.
Sir, please wrap up your comments.
A statue of the most horrible person in history. Now, that's hard for y'all to accept.
Sir, please wrap up your comments. Thank you.
And I'm going to leave it like it is. And hopefully, there can be some dialogue. Just don't use public money to do this. Now, if people want to donate.
Sir, please wrap up your comments. Thank you so much.
I support donations to put it on private property.
Thank you.
If you put it on public property,
sir,
I guarantee you it's going to be a backlash that you're not ready for. Okay?
Sir, please wrap up your comments. Thank you. And our final public speaker will be Anthony Fletcher. I'm going to ask you please to respect the 3-minute time frame, Mr. Fletcher, as you come forward. And please remember to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'll be brief.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Name's Anthony Fletcher, native Wilmingtonian. I grew up here in Wilmington. I went to George Gray when it was the elementary school. Went to PS when it was a high school. And we had social study class. And in social study class, in the books, it was written, Christopher Columbus discovered America. Okay, and then you see the Western movies where they say how the West was won. Okay, and that's in you, and you believe it, and you're living with it, and you're thriving with it, and then you become an adult. And then you see, wait a minute, the West wasn't won. The West they stole it, okay? And then you say, Christopher Columbus, wait a minute, he discovered America? Wait a minute, there wasn't nobody, it was empty? No. It's about truth. And in this day and age, you got to look what's happening in the world. There's clarity. You got the internet. All this information is coming up. And our youth need the truth. So you can't say Santa Claus bought your gift when mommy bought it. You know, that's not working anymore, okay? So granted, you know, Christopher Columbus, not on public land. Private, it's history that deserves to be in a museum, okay? And I'll tell you this. On my way over here, I rode past ShopRite. I discovered ShopRite. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone who joined us for public comment this evening. As always, you are welcome to give public comment at any of our meetings on the first and third Thursday, and also our committee meetings throughout the month. At this time, we are going to go to legislative business. Councilmember Owens.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 26-011, agenda number 0181. Whereas House Substitute 1 for House Bill 94, HS 1 for HB 94, an act amending Titles 10.
I move that this resolution be received, recorded, and filed and adopted by a yea-nay vote.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, this is a resolution in support of House Substitute 1 to HB 94. Again, this is House Substitute 1 for HB 94 is a piece of legislation that will require certain guidelines around local entities cooperating with ICE in areas in which ICE cannot operate in without prior knowledge of our Attorney General, who's Kathy Jennings right now. These places that would be off limits without her acknowledgement is any access to child-serving entities, places of worship, and healthcare facilities. And again, this is just a resolution in support of this. The representative is from Dover. Sean Lynn is the prime sponsor of this.
Councilmember Darby.
Yes, I would love to be added as a co-sponsor to support this down at the General Assembly. Thank you.
Councilmember Willauer. And seeing no other hands raised. Councilmember Willauer, please turn on your microphone. All right, thank you. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley? Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Sorry. Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
Councilman Spadola?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
Ten yeas and 3 absent.
Declared adopted.
Council President, I'm going to hold 0185.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What? 83.
Revise number 1 to 0182. Sorry.
Okay.
And I'm also going to hold revision 1 to 0183 as well, too. There was supposed to be a third resolution with that, so I'm going to do them all together.
Okay, thank you. Any more legislation, council member?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Darby.
Yes, I would like to present a resolution. Hold up, I have a lot of papers here. Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Okay. Resolution 26-012, agenda number 0184. Whereas the City of Wilmington is committed to fostering a community rooted in inclusion, equity, and respect for the dignity and history of all people, the City of Wilmington removes
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed and adopted by a yea and nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second the resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote. On the question,
Yes, so this piece of legislation is addressing specifically Christopher Columbus statue being placed on a public tax-paying location, which is Father Tucker Park site. So I am in support of it going on to a private location. I contacted a local parish, Italian-American parish Catholic church to see if they were interested in the statue. They actually didn't want to have any parts of this conversation. So I'm willing to help the group find a private location where this statue could go. Also, this piece of legislation is just saying that Christopher Columbus is a person, the father of genocide, the father of so many atrocities. He has harmed so many different communities, from indigenous to African American to Caribbean, globally. He has made an impact that has been harmful and that a lot of communities feel to this day. He should not be honored on any tax-paying dollar, especially in a predominantly black and brown city. I think that asking for this to be put up is actually a slap in the face and disrespectful to Black Americans, specifically Black Americans who are descendants of enslaved African people in this country. I think it's time for our community to stand up when these things happen. There are no other communities who experience such trauma that this would be even proposed to them in any way. So this piece of legislation is making it very clear that on public space, we reflect truth, accountability, and shared humanity. We do not display things that represent what Christopher Columbus represents on a global scale in regards to the harm that he has caused, the evil things that he has done, and the impacts that we feel today. So I am in support of the group finding a private location. I'm in support of the administration returning the statue to this organization. I think that should happen immediately. I will put up a resolution to help with that. But outside of that, I will not have my tax-paying dollars, especially in a majority black and brown city, pay for this person, this terrible person, to be displayed in the city. Thank you.
thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
So, it's a council member that represents the Italian community, the center of the Italian American community in the city, and actually probably the state. I am direct opposition to this. I listen to my community and have those conversations about what Columbus means. It's more than just who he is as a person. It's who he is in Italian history. He was their first explorer. He was very problematic. You know, history has showed us that. But he means a lot to their community. And what I'm for is representing all viewpoints in Wilmington. We have a president who just tried to ban slavery monuments in Constitutional Hall. So who are we to censor what happens? We have a president doing the same thing to us. How we feel if 20, 30 years from now, someone said, Louis Redding comes down, Leonard Williams comes down. I look at it as someone who is a direct descendant of enslaved Africans as well, that we should respect all viewpoints. It means a lot to the Italian community. That's the thing that means a lot to me. Personally, I don't think he was a great person, but I have to put that aside, and as I represent them, I have to represent their voice, that they have a right to be heard. Maybe it should go up with something like the gentleman said, inscribing the true history, you know, having counterbalance, explaining the true history of what he means. That's what means a lot to me, that Wilmington's a diverse city. We represent we talked about black restaurants, but we support the black community. We have a Hispanic community, we have an Asian community. Everyone should be respected. So I'm not a supporter of Columbus, but I'm a supporter of the Italian American community. And if it's important to them, it's important to me. So I think, you know, I never even thought about the statue, honestly. until it became a subject of attention, just like Caesar Rodney. I mean, where does this stop? Caesar Rodney, do you rename the school district? Jefferson, do you rename colleges? Washington, do you rename colleges? We could go down the list of America's sordid history of slavery. It's something. But our youth should learn about it, and the truth should be on that inscription about Columbus. To say he meant a lot to Italians, and he is a man of Italian descent, but he was very wrong. But here's the right information. That's what I think Wilmington should be, as a place to be somebody. Italian brothers and sisters are very important to us, and I support them, and I believe we should all vote no on this and support diversity in our city.
Councilman Johnson, do you have a letter that you want read?
Yes, I do have a letter. This is just from the, it's actually a petition to return Christopher Columbus statue to display. So I don't know, Akira, if you read it, or should I just read it into the record, or you? Okay, if you could read into record, that's worked.
Dear Mr. Johnson, thank you for attending our neighborhood open house last night. As you know, I represent the Christopher Columbus Monument Committee, St. Anthony's Lodge 3012 of the Sons and Daughters of Italy, the Society Da Vinci, Inc., and various individuals in and about the city, including and in particular several individuals in Little Italy, Wilmington, Delaware. Included with the correspondence, please find petitions to place the Christopher Columbus statue on public display. Please note that the Italian American community prefers that the statue be returned to its original location, but presents the signed petitions to install the Christopher Columbus statue at Father Tucker Park as an alternative. Succinctly stated, the Italian American community wants to continue celebrating Columbus Day as it has for more than a century by attending Mass, processing to the Christopher Columbus statue, processing from the statue to the luncheon, historically at Ursuline, to enjoy great food, company, and community. I previously provided you and all other council persons with a copy of the inaugural program from 1957. Historically, many great Wilmingtonians and Delawareans attended this event. We hope to continue this tradition they started in 1907. Lastly, please note that I had the presentation and public comments of the neighborhood open house transcribed. I hope to be given the opportunity to present that transcription and additional materials to the council tomorrow night at the meeting. I will provide you all the materials electronically upon receipt, and will also bring copies for each council person tomorrow night. If you or anyone else have any questions or concerns, I am ready to address them. I thank you for all you have done and continue to do in your representation of the Italian American community in Little Italy, Wilmington. Very truly yours, Albert M. Gretto.
Thank you. Councilmember Field.
I want to simply second Councilman Johnson's comments. I can't think of anything to add because he was so eloquent and comprehensive in his comments, and I am with him 100% and strongly oppose this resolution.
Thank you. Councilmember Harley, did you have your hand raised?
I did have my hand raised. Thank you, Mr. President. Although I do respect all viewpoints, I believe tonight I'm going to have to vote present because I support it being on private property, and in terms of the tax dollars being used to move the statute around, for those that believe and feel that it's right, I don't oppose that, but I do believe that there is something to be said for it to be placed on private property. So I do not want to dismiss all those that came out to share their point of view as it relates to their preference. So I believe it should be on private property. The sponsor said that she was willing to work with those that would be willing to work with her. And so for that, I'm going to vote present on tonight.
Thank you. Councilmember Willauer.
There are people who want the statue of Columbus to be put back up because they believe it is a symbol of cultural pride. There are people who don't want the statue of Columbus put back up because they believe it is a symbol of conquest and colonialism. I think these two different groups are probably never going to agree on what Columbus symbolizes. But I don't think we should need consensus to have statues or other symbols like flags or prayers happen in public spaces. If there is something that has different meanings for different groups, I think we need to be able to let people define their own traditions. Sometimes some of us won't like it. But to me, it's not enough to say that a symbol like a statue shouldn't be another group's tradition, or that a tradition like a prayer shouldn't be allowed to take place in public space. If it's hate speech or a symbol of hate towards a group of people, absolutely, it has no place in public space. But I believe our communities are better when we give each other space to express ourselves according to our own traditions, as long as those traditions are not about taking something away from someone else or putting someone else down. So I won't be supporting this resolution.
Thank you. Any other Councilmember Oliver?
Thank you, Mr. President. I too believe in everybody's opinion. This is a little, difficult for me because I don't want to be hypocritical. A week and a half ago, I was up in South Philly with some of my cousins protesting with attorney Michael Gourd, who runs the Ancestor Coalition, ATAC, protesting to put back up our history in Philadelphia that our leader had signed to law for them to take down. Now it's going to court. So that's our heritage, and I was up there hollering, we're all imperfect people trying to judge other imperfect people. So this is a little difficult for me, but with that being said, I'm going to vote. I'm not going to support this legislation because I would feel just hypocritical up there trying to save our history. And tonight I hear individuals out here trying to save theirs. So for that reason, I won't be supporting this legislation.
Thank you. Councilmember Owens?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Many of you know I do a lot of civil rights work. I have a long history fighting for my community and fighting for other communities that are often overlooked. And one thing about history is listening to understand and listening to know what truly has happened, and hearing all sides. And I think recently we've learned more. History evolves, and we need to evolve as a community as well, too. The attorney who spoke earlier, I'm sorry if I'm forgetting your name, it starts with a G. I think he put it very well, that the city needs to give this statue back to the community that has cherished this, that has worked hard to preserve some of their history, and allow them to put it on private property. When we look at where we are as a city and our strong roots to the civil rights movement, we have to also understand that America itself, in this 250th year, has not always been perfect. That is something we all can agree on, I hope. But as we grow as a nation, as a city, and as a community, we should be able to recognize the wrongs and start to right those. By supporting this resolution, it's not saying that you want to erase history. It's saying that you have understood history. You understand where we've come from as a people, and we are working together to make sure everyone is inclusive here in the city of Wilmington. I truly believe that the statue should be put on private property, that the history still should be told, because that history, even though it's uncomfortable and hard, it is a part of our American journey. And that's what this is all about. But when we publicize things, when we put things funded by everyone's dollars, we have to be very careful with that. We have to make sure that we listen to all voices. I understand and respect everyone's culture. That's what we, all 13 of us, are duly elected to do. This isn't about erasing someone's culture. And I think City Council should help make sure that this goes somewhere where it can still, the history can be shown, but it should not be on public property. Because there are Native Americans in this city. There are descendants of slavery in this city. This is a very diverse city, like Councilman Johnson said. We have to understand everyone's culture, everyone's history. So tonight, I will be supporting this. And again, this is not a slight towards anyone. I will roll up my sleeves and help. I want to work to make sure you can find somewhere this can go on private property and that the city can hand this back over to you. Let's do the right thing tonight. That's it.
All right, thank you. Seeing no other hands raised, yes, I am also going to support this legislation this evening. There have been a lot of comparisons, surprisingly, a lot of comparisons tonight, comparing Christopher Columbus to people who did not demonstrate hate, people who did not demonstrate genocide, people who did not have a desire to conquer other people. So I think that's a very unfair comparison. There were several made. I'm not sure. That was very surprising. I guess I can say it like that. And there was a comment made about yes, he owned slaves, so, but he didn't do any of the other things. And I'm not sure if that person who gave that public comment, how that resonated with me. I'll just speak for myself, saying, okay, yeah, he owned slaves, but it's okay. He didn't do the other things. That hasn't been verified, but yes, he did own slaves. That's a pass. It's not. And it's not about hiding. It's not about hiding history, but we don't celebrate someone with a past of Christopher Columbus. The things that he did to people in this country was so terrible that our school system wouldn't even talk about it. Think about that for a second. Things he did were not even put in books because it was so treacherous. We didn't learn about it until most of us were adults because schools wouldn't even talk about it. I just don't think that that's something that you celebrate on public property. Again, like Councilmember Owens just said, we can definitely work with the organization to help you get it on private property, but not public property. That's just, I guess at the end of the day, it's going to be up to the administration. It doesn't look like this is going to pass, but there were people here who spoke with compassion, and it's the people who have been the most victimized always have to be the most forgiving, and that is so unfair. And to hear people whose ancestors have been victimized throughout American history have to almost apologize and give reason and almost compromise and explain why they feel the way they feel is sad. But I'm not. And I am going to support this resolution this evening. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Spadola.
No.
Councilman Hackett.
No.
Councilwoman Bracy.
Present.
Councilman Field.
No.
Councilman Johnson.
No.
Councilwoman Willauer.
No.
Councilwoman Harley.
Present.
Councilwoman Oliver.
No.
Councilwoman Darby.
Yes.
Councilman Owens.
Yes.
President Congo.
Yes.
3 yeas, 2 present, 6 nays, and 2 absent.
Declare defeated.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 26-013.
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed and adopted by a yea and nay vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that the resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, so this piece of resolution requests that the Delaware General Assembly amend the Wilmington City Charter to require an independent redistricting commission to redistrict the council's 8 councilmatic districts within 6 months after the publication of the United States Census Bureau of the population of the city at each federal census. So we know every 10 years there is a census that happens throughout our country that documents or kind of takes demographics of who lives in our cities, our states, in our country. I I was able to serve on the redistricting committee in my first term, and I learned so much about redistricting and what that looked like. So I did serve on the council's redistricting committee. But I also think just for more transparency, more community input, being able to take it out of the politics, is to be able to create an independent redistricting commission. And this independent redistricting commission will be in charge of the redistricting, of course, with council-matic input, and will be helping to advise and to hear the recommendations and feedback they have, but it will go to an independent redistricting commission. Most cities and states have an independent redistricting commission that handles this process. So I'm just cleaning up some things from my last term in regards to some conversations that was had about needing an independent redistricting commission. Thank you.
Thank you. I will be supporting this. That is an extremely political time. I think this will take the politics out of that whole process. Hopefully it will. So yes, I will be supporting this. Councilmember Lauer.
I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you. Seeing no other hands raised, clerk, please call for the roll. I'm sorry, 1 second. Councilmember Spadola asked to be excused.
Noted. Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
No.
Councilwoman Harley?
No.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
No.
Councilman Field?
No.
Councilwoman Bracy?
No.
Councilman Hackett?
No.
President Congo?
Yes.
4 yeas, 6 nays, and 3 absent.
Declare defeated.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 26-014, agenda number 0186.
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed, and adopted by a yea and nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, so this is in regards to making sure that there is a city formal representation on the Diamond State Port Corporation Board, which monitors the Wilmington Port. So we know that a few decades ago, the city did own the ports. We end up giving it to the state so that the state can operate and manage it. And, you know, they do RFP for a third party right now. So a third party operates our port. However, we don't, even though it's within the city of Wilmington limits, I feel like we're still not, as a city council, involved in conversations that impact us and our constituents. So I think it's really important that we have a representative from our city government to be able to have a vested responsibility to make sure like major state-controlled assets located in the city operate in a manner aligned with our priorities and community well-being.
All right, thank you. Seeing no hands raised. Councilmember Harley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I have to agree with the sponsor of this legislation, being the council, city council representative, where this particular corporation operates. When the previous company was selected, there were a number of red flags that I saw actually early on, and trying to have meetings and trying to be heard was very, very difficult. And of course, at the end of the day, that particular company ended up not delivering basically on anything that they had promised. So I do think that this would be in the best interest of the city if there was an officio seat or an appointment from Wilmington from City Council. So I will be in support of this resolution for that reason.
Councilmember Owens.
Yes, can I be added as a co-sponsor, please?
Thank you. Councilmember Oliver.
I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you. Councilmember Willower.
I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I meant to say I want to be added as a co-sponsor.
All right. Thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
I also would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you. I would also like to be added as a co-sponsor. Seeing no other hands raised. Back to the sponsor for any closing comments.
None.
All right. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
10 yeas and 3 absent.
Declared adopted.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 26-015, agenda number 0187. Whereas the Diamond State Port Corporation is undertaking
I move this resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea and nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, so this piece of legislation is also connected to the port, but this is all speaking to the conversation being had now about the expansion of the Wilmington port. The expansion is going to go up into the Edgemoor area, which is out of the city of Wilmington limits. So I am asking that we are able to annex the port expansion into the Claymont Edgemoor area. This is an economic impact because we know we have head tax in regards to workers in our city. I do not want to lose that with the expansion of the Wilmington port. So this is what this legislation is about. So I have had conversations with Governor Matt Myers about this early last year. I had conversations with the administration about this. I have reached out to county council, the Marcus Henry office several times. I haven't gotten a meeting yet to have a conversation with them about this. It's been about a year, but I wanted to move forward because I know decisions and things may move forward this year, and I want this conversation to be at the top of the Delaware General Assembly as we talk about the port.
Thank you, Councilmember Owens, followed by Councilmember Harley.
Yes, first I would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Thank you for bringing this forward. This is an important piece of legislation as the Port Corporation and Instructure are going through their final stages of getting approvals to start development up in that area. I think it's extremely important that as we all talk about revenue projections for the city of Wilmington, this is a way to guarantee that we still have some of those head taxes coming in to the city of Wilmington. So I support this, and I think it's also going to take an effort of talking with the county council to go through that additional layer since the Delaware General Assembly put those stipulations because we're larger than 50,000. So I will be supporting this tonight.
Thank you, Councilmember Harley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I, too, will be in support of this legislation and would like to be added as a co-sponsor simply because I know for a fact that our mayor is definitely, this is on his radar. I know for a fact, I was in conversation, not just myself, but this is something that is on our mayor's radar, the very same identical topic. So I will say, for the record, that this is already something that's being discussed, and so this resolution just has that extra added reinforcement. So I support it and would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Willower, followed by Councilmember Oliver.
I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Councilmember Oliver.
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to ask the sponsor a question.
Yes, Councilmember, you may ask your question.
Thank you. The question is, Councilman Darby, have you spoke to Senator Brown? Because I've read several articles in the paper about his legislation in Dover. I'm just wondering, have you had a conversation with him? Because it seems to be duplication of what Senator Brown had a press conference down in Port of Wilmington with the governor. So I'm just wondering, I was looking forward to seeing like Senate bill, something connected to it. What is the difference?
Yeah. So I don't think there's any difference, but I have reached out to Wilmington delegation. Some respond and some don't. That's
Gotcha.
the best way I could put that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I would also like to be added as a co-sponsor. See no other hands raised. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
10 yeas and 3 absent.
Declared adopted.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 26-016, agenda number 0188, whereas public
I
participation.
move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed and adopted by a yea and nay vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. This resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, so this legislation is asking for the City of Wilmington Charter to allow citizens of Wilmington to fill a vacancy arising on City Council through a special election. So we will have a direct primary election. It will not go through the Democratic Party to go through their process. It will go through a process where the citizens get to vote who they want to be in seats. If someone decides to run for another office, for some reason leaves their seat, and there's a vacant seat. Currently, right now, the process is that we appoint someone as a council, which becomes very political. And I want to be able to take that out, and it's not representative of what the people want. So I think having a special election is the pathway that we need to go down in regards to when we have vacancies on City Council.
Thank
you. I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor. Councilmember Johnson.
This is a matter I know has been discussed for some time. It's a tough one because I certainly support the primary election proposal. I guess for me, it looks for we have to look at the cost, though. I don't know if there's actual measures on the cost. If you look back last council session, I believe we had 3 vacancies. We had 2 members pass away on council. So there's a lot of just trying to figure that out. And so, I'm not sure, how well it could be implemented with Department of Elections. I'd be interested in knowing, can Department of Elections even do this? So I support the proposition, but I don't even know if Department of Elections can do this. Because if you look, statewide, I know they have, sometimes in the state rep races, they do it. But we would just have to figure out from a cost perspective with the city. But overall, it is a good idea, but we just have to look at the cost further.
Thank you, Councilmember Owens.
Yes.
Followed by Councilmember Willauer.
Thank you, Council President. So this isn't something that is uncommon. Throughout the state of Delaware, almost every municipality that has elections works with the Department of Election for their machines, but is able to run their own elections. We're actually the only one that is intertwined with the state primary, with the state reps, county, and everything like that. So it is doable. And again, this goes to strengthening the voice of our community. I know earlier it was spoken that, we all represent different districts and have different opinions. And I think we had a great, robust debate about that. And I think in that same sense, because we represent different communities and different backgrounds, that we should give the people who actually live there opportunity to have a say in who will represent them. If one of us steps down, if unfortunately passes away or runs for another office, this is just strengthening our democracy. So again, I am in favor of this. I would like to be added as a co-sponsor. And again, these type of primaries are not unusual. They do them in other states. And again, municipalities do their own elections throughout Delaware already.
Thank you. Councilmember Hackett, then Councilmember Willauer.
Yeah, I just want to, second what Councilman Owens just said, and also be added as a co-sponsor to this resolution.
Thank you. Councilmember Willauer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also wanted to say ditto to what Councilman Owen said, and I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you. Councilmember Bracy, followed by Councilmember Oliver.
Thanks. I just want to say for the record that I support the idea and the intent of this, but I am still leery of the process. And without making sure that it's clear on how this would work here in the city of Wilmington, I'm not sure I'm ready to support. I do like this idea. I do think it's something that we should continue to talk about, but I'd love to hear from the Department of Elections and also how this would work within our party system, because currently the party nominates. And I know, Councilwoman, you said that the way this is written, and I just read through it again, the party would not be the one nominating the candidates, but I still would want to talk to someone at the party to make sure that that is what's going to happen.
Councilmember Oliver, followed by Councilmember Harley.
Thank you, Council President. This is not a new discussion. We've been discussing this now for some time. Our legislators in Dover was totally against this. I think Councilman Harley had brought this up some time ago. And the Department of Elections had some issues with it. So it wasn't nothing that wasn't discussed in the past. But we didn't have the support. We didn't have the support for it down in the General Assembly. Even with people passing or whatever, people were elected and may have worked out that term, and then when the election came up, most of the times they were not nominated, so it was just for a short period of time. And like I said, Department of Election, nobody was trying to pay for it, and the simplest way was for council to make the nominations. It's been occurring for years, not saying it's right or wrong or indifferent, but I do know that Dover was not in support of it, because this is not the first conversation. We've had several conversations regarding this. So I just wanted to put that on the record. Thank you.
Councilmember Harley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. So to Councilmember Oliver's point, she's absolutely right. I believe the one point that was not included was that the party or the political party wants to be involved in that. And so until we can get the General Assembly on board with not wanting to do or use that process, I think, we're just kind of like hitting the wall, because they pretty much only want this process if the party can be involved in selecting the individual. And I don't see that being any different than the process that we have today as it relates to council weighing in on the process that we have versus the party pretty much selecting the person that ends up in the seat. So I would be very interested in us trying to build a relationship to see if we can move the needle past that one point, because if not, we already know where the General Assembly stands unless something has changed. So I support it 100%, but I'm just trying to share what the main obstacle is. And from what I'm hearing tonight, that's the piece that we want to remove out of the process, the party selecting the individual. So that's all I have, Mr. President.
Yes, thank you. And just to give some historical context, this was a piece that I did present, I think, the last term, but it got twisted and turned around. When it got back to us, it was the Democratic Party inserting themselves in the process, and that's not something that I wanted. So I held it, and it's all about control, and that's extremely unfair. If we were saying that the community, there's already an election process, we shouldn't try to go around that process and try to control who's in our political offices. We should let the people be able to decide. Council shouldn't decide, the state shouldn't decide, and the Democratic Party should not decide. I think it's very hypocritical to want to try to insert themselves or ourselves in a process that is supposed to be the people's process. Councilmember Owens.
Yes, just to a few points that was made about whether the General Assembly would be open to this. So in 2025, there was 2 open state Senate seats, and Governor Matt Myers put out a lengthy letter calling for a process just like this to strengthen our democratic process, our democracy here in Delaware. And it's something that I know that his office has still pushed for and is still working for. So I think this is on par with what is going on down in Dover currently right now with trying to change that system to have more people involved with our election cycle. And to the point, I think someone said that most of those people get elected. I sit in a seat of the late Linda Gray, who passed away during last term. And the person who was selected, I beat them in a race, but 80% of the district did not want that person, right? Because they did not reflect the values of the first district. So again, this just gives an added ability for the community to have a say in what is going on in our community and who's going to be their voice, right? So again, I think we should empower all our different residents, civic associations to get involved in the process because they understand their community the best, and they definitely understand it better than some of us. They understand what their needs are. So,
Thank you, Councilmember Bracy, followed by Councilmember Johnson.
So, as a juxtaposition to what my colleague just said, I was appointed to, and I sit in the seat of the late Loretta Walsh. And when election time came, I earned the right to come back. So I do understand the importance of having the community have a voice. Again, to what Mr. President said, the challenge that we have to deal with is the control and making sure that if we're doing this, it's done in a way that the community has the right to select and not the party, whether it's Democrat, Working Families, Republican, purple, green party. It's the people. So I do, like I said before, support the intent of what we're trying to do. Thanks.
Councilmember Johnson.
Similar to my colleague, I also was appointed and reelected and then reelected again. So, the process can work the right way. I do agree, and Councilmember Owens has worked in a party as well. So has Councilmember Bracy. I have as well, had different positions in a party. I think this is a bigger question. I am supportive of this initiative, but how does it play out? Because the problem is statewide, again, there's not the party selects the individual. So if we change it, I guess, statewide, they would need to change the process. Again, it has ramifications statewide. So it definitely is a party, maybe at the state convention or whatever the political parties decide, I don't know. But it definitely is something that needs to be solved because Wilmington shouldn't just do it and the rest of the state doesn't do it. So the whole state's going to do a primary and then go to the general. And then I think, Wilmington should do the same thing, and then so should the state. So it's an interesting question. I think we have to talk to our state parties, not just one party, but Democrat and Republican, independents, whatever it have be. Everyone should be at the table to talk about this.
Thank you. Sponsor.
No closing thoughts.
Okay, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Present.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Present.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
8 yeas, 2 present, and 3 absent.
Declared adopted. Councilmember Oliver.
Yes, Mr. President. I have an ordinance to present and call for the first and second reading. Somebody gonna say.
Ordinance number 26-014, agenda number 0189. An ordinance to authorize and approve the First Amendment to an agreement for water and sewer service line protection programs between the City of Wilmington and American Water Resources, LLC.
First reading of the ordinance.
An ordinance to authorize and approve the First Amendment to an agreement for water and sewer service line protection programs between the City of Wilmington and American Water Resources, LLC.
Second reading of the ordinance.
Mr. President, I move this be known for the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to Public Works and Transportation Committee.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and referred to the Public Works and Transportation Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 26-017, agenda number 0190. Whereas in 2025 alone, an estimated 104 million packages were stolen from porches throughout the United States, resulting in estimated losses to consumers of $15 billion and $22 billion in losses to retailers.
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed and adopted by a yea and nay vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and second the resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, Mr. President. This porch privacy has earned national attention as nearly half of Americans have packages stolen from their homes. You're constantly seeing it on the news, but I don't need to see it on the news because I live it in my community. So the General Assembly 152 section previously introduced legislation in the House Bill 50 to counteract these package thieves from carries these thieves from carries that do not consider the bill for the final vote. But the resolution recommends the current General Assembly session introduce and pass the legislation similar to the previous introduction of House Bill 50. And I know Dr. Kendra had made contact with the sponsor in Dover, and it should be coming up. So this is just encouraging Dover to pass the bill so some actions can be taken if individuals have it on camera. I know it's various things that people are doing nationally to try to counteract with this porch privacy. But it's a shame because some seniors have a lot of their medicine that's been stolen, and it's hard for them to get their medicine back. That was really one of the things that had triggered. First, it was the packages. Then when the lady called me crying about she wasn't able to get, when she called her insurance company, she wasn't able to get her medicine back. And someone from Dover helped her, but it was a big thing. But I just think it's important that we encourage, the General Assembly to pass House Bill 50. So that's encouraging that. I can't get this phone.
Thank you. Councilmember Harley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Councilmember Oliver, for bringing this back up. I have two questions. One, do we have someone down at the General Assembly that's basically championing this legislation, Mr. President?
Councilmember Oliver.
Yes, we do have our individual down there who is championing, and we was talking about Red tonight, so he is working on it.
Great. I would like to be supportive and calling down to the General Assembly on this because I have a community where it is so out of hand, packages being stolen. Like just about every other day, 2 to 3 times a week, and it's really, really out of hand, and something definitely needs to be done. And so I would just like to work with you in terms of, just getting something done down at the General Assembly to get this through. And as you mentioned, it is a national issue, but there are packages that have medicine in these packages, like you said. So it's pretty serious. It's not all about merchandise, clothes, and things of that nature. So I would like to be a co-sponsor on this, and let me know. Thank you.
Sorry, and I meant to say we have a
Councilmember
lobbyist.
Oliver.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I'm sorry. I meant to say our lobbyist, Fred. He is working. Kendra said the sponsor says she has spoken to our lobbyist about it, so he is working on this because it's kind of old, so he's trying to get it through.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor. I think it's been well said. This is an urgent issue with the city. Quality of life in general, as we'll see later tonight, there's another ordinance. This is what we're here to clean up and improve the quality of life of all Wilmingtonians, especially our seniors, protecting our seniors. So however we can get this over the finish line would be great.
See no other hands raised. Councilmember Owens.
Yes, I just want to point out that the chief at the last committee meeting raised that there's already charges that they can use. So if this is currently happening in the interim between now and what the General Assembly is doing, if you do have packages that are stolen, please report it to the Wilmington Police Department. They are doing a good job. So I just want to make sure that we continue to highlight that, they can work on things like this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
9 yeas and 4 absent.
I would like
did
to.
you-
Well, I'm still on the call.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
And Councilman Hackett, you may be excused.
Thank you. I was waiting for that.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
10 yeas and 3 absent.
Councilmember Oliver?
Was it adopted? I didn't hear nobody say it was adopted.
10 yeas and
Yes.
3 absent.
I know I'm
Declared
used to you saying it.
Declared adopted.
I'm used
Thank
to you
you.
saying it.
Thank
Mr. President, I have a final resolution to present.
Resolution 26-018, agenda number 0191. Whereas Section 2-234 of the City Code authorizes the Office of Economic Development to develop plans, policies, and strategies for the city's economic and business development and viability and provide leadership, coordination, and oversight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed, and adopted as a yea and nay vote. I'm busy looking at you.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, Mr. President. I must say I've discussed this. Councilman Harley is definitely involved with this. This resolution is being presented by City Council to review the approval. This resolution is respectfully requesting administration to collaborate with the Office of Economic Development for the 2050 celebration to plan and execute an economic development conference to attract and retain some entrepreneur investment in the city of Wilmington. So this is a big rollout for the 250, and because I'm on the committee, I sponsor it, but Councilman Harley is definitely involved with this.
Councilmember Field?
I think this is a good idea. I think it's an original idea. And I like it. With one caveat, I really want to see the focus be outside of downtown and the riverfront. And I would like to see the administration and the Office of Economic Development be more proactive in economic development outside of those two areas, because I frequently don't find that. And it's not just this administration, it's going back to the last one as well. Like I have to struggle to get attention on areas in my district, and I know that some of the other council members feel the same way about their district. But so great idea. I say let's make it as much about all the areas outside of downtown and the riverfront as it is those two areas.
Thank you. Councilmember Owens?
Yes, I would like to echo what my council colleague from the 8th District just said. There are business areas all throughout this city. I have a few, Miller Road, Washington Street, and on North Market Street that would love the same attention that some of downtown gets as well, too. So, again, I would like to co-sponsor this, but, again, I want to echo what my council colleague said. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Johnson, followed by Councilmember Harley.
I would like to be added as a co-sponsor to add to my fellow district council persons. Thank you, Councilman Field, for saying this. We have to get attention out to the rest of the city. And again, this is a conversation, but we focus on downtown development for a good 20 plus years. We got to get some love on the west side, north side, east side, everywhere. We have small businesses that are overlooked. So I'm looking forward to this conference.
Councilmember Harley?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I ditto all the comments regarding wanting more love to be shown in other communities. I support all of Wilmington, and I do believe that there are opportunities for us to help to promote other districts and other communities as it relates to economic development. So I am all for that. I support that 100%. If there's anything that I can do in regards to making that happen, I don't mind meeting the council members, and I would like to be added as a co-sponsor, and also, if possible, include some of the other council members in some of the meetings to talk about ideals and to brainstorm in terms of what we would like to see as it relates to this particular 250-year task force or committee. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilmember Willauer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to thank all my council colleagues who brought up the need for economic development across the city. I think that's such an important point, and I want to thank Councilwoman Oliver for the resolution, and I'd like to ask to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you. Councilmember Bracy.
Thanks, Mr. President. I too would like to be added as a co-sponsor. One of the conversations that I frequently am having with my colleagues is around my passion for commercial corridor revitalization, and the fact that we have commercial corridors that have been overlooked, such as North Market Street, 4th Street, Lancaster Avenue. We've done a lot of work on Union Street, but there's more that can be done. So there are other commercial corridors throughout our city besides our downtown corridors that we can really be emphasizing and looking at, what business districts look like outside of downtown and the riverfront, and how do we support them. So I'm in agreement with all of my district colleagues as it relates to us making sure that we put some emphasis and show some love to businesses and economic drivers across the city and not just in one section. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Oliver for final comment.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, I just wanted to kind of bring some clarity to this. If you look at it, this is economic development trying to execute a economic development conference, and it's one in Philly in about 2 weeks, so I'm going to go there. And what they're saying, they're trying to bring people here to Wilmington for a conference, maybe someone such as Johnson & Johnson, other big organizations, corporations, to hear how they attract and retain entrepreneur investment in their city. So we're trying to have a conference with some big corporations or small corporations who have some ideas that can tell us some of the things they're doing in their city, so we can try to transform it here. So it's not necessarily about going to the various corridors. If you see, I'm requesting to work with economic development and see if they can bring some people here, because since I've been on council, they have never had a conference here in the city of Wilmington. I went to one in Newark before with different organizations where there are businesses, but we want to bring them here so we can walk around. Like when we go out of state and see other conferences, it's time for us to city of Wilmington have a large conference here with all the council members from various districts involved. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
And President Congo.
Yes.
9 yeas and 4 absent.
Declared adopted. Councilmember Harley.
Yes, Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the first and second reading. Agenda item number 192.
Ordinance number 26-015, agenda number 0192. An ordinance constituting amendment number 2 to the fiscal year 2026 annual operating budget, being an ordinance to amend substitute number 1 to ordinance number 25-009.
First reading of the ordinance.
An ordinance constituting amendment number 2 to the fiscal year 2026 annual operating budget, being an ordinance to amend substitute number 1 to ordinance number 25-009.
Second reading of the ordinance.
Mr. President, I move that it be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer it to the Finance and Economic Development Committee.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Finance and Economic Development Committee.
Yes, Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the first and second reading, agenda item number 0193.
Ordinance number 26-016, agenda number 0193, an ordinance to authorize and approve an agreement between the City of Wilmington and USI Insurance Services, LLC for property and casualty insurance brokerage services.
First reading of the ordinance.
An ordinance to authorize and approve an agreement between the City of Wilmington and USI Insurance Services, LLC for property and casualty insurance brokerage services.
Second reading of the ordinance.
Mr. President, I move that it be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer it to the Finance and Economic Development Committee.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Finance and Economic Development Committee.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilmember Johnson.
Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the third and final reading.
Ordinance number 26-004, agenda number 0168, an ordinance to enact a temporary moratorium on smoke shops within the City of Wilmington.
Mr. President, I move that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and call for a yea/nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and called for a yea or nay vote on the question.
This is a very important discussion we're having as a city, something that's really been on our radar for a while with the legalization of marijuana, which I'm in support of, well-regulated marijuana industry. But we found in the city there was just a outbreak of these unregulated smoke shops. So not only is it a city problem, but it's a state problem. If you go anywhere, county corridor, every single commercial building is a smoke shop. So enough is enough. We're tired of it. All of our district council people, I believe this is something where we should be able to get 13 on 13 on this. This is a big issue. Council, hats off to our policy team, Kendra, and her policy interns for working on this. We started in the fall working on this moratorium. And to provide clarity for those who are watching, we need to implement an equity impact assessment to figure out how to even license these retailers, because they're not tobacco, they're not marijuana, they're not retail. Some are going on license. We've had two that have been, one that was shut down on Lancaster, another one on Maryland Avenue where we had some illegal drug trade issues. So it's just happening all over the city. And so the idea is that we need a year to figure out how to even license these. But the effect of the moratorium, it remains in place. If it takes council longer than a year, it will remain in place for more than a year. So the letter of the law, it can be up to, it could be a year, it could be more until council repeals it. So this is really council standing up as a city. We have to take action. We have to save our community. Kids are getting access to drugs. Those who look to do the drug trade and illegal gun trade are doing these in the shops. I know I've talked to my colleague, Councilman Field, a lot about this issue, and he's all over it too. So it's something that unfortunately is affecting all of our communities. So enough is enough. We're looking forward to implementing this and really, creating a safer Wilmington. So I hope everyone can support.
Thank you, Councilmember Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor. I've talked to Councilman Johnson about this many times, but I think we also need all the other entities involved here. I have a very close friend of mine who lives over on Maryland Avenue, and when they went in that smoke shop, they did get a gun, and they found plenty of marijuana, and the store's back open. So we could put all these regulations in. Come to find out, land use and planning stated that they couldn't close them down permanently because it wasn't a code violation. If marijuana, plenty of marijuana and a gun is not a code violation, I don't know what it is. So what's the purpose of putting in these regulations if we don't have enforcement? We need the city of Wilmington. We need everybody involved. That smoke shop should not be open. It's not fair for that smoke shop to be open with gun and plenty of marijuana. Now he comes out, get tapped on the hand. Well, I didn't find what is a violation if you don't find that? So we need to enforce or put some legislation in that is a violation. So, that is a code violation. So I don't understand. So we're looking into whatever that code violation has to be. If the cops go in there with a warrant So we talked about it, but I think it's unfair that the residents have to deal with that. I'm dealing with it in my community. You have to close down some of these corner stores. It's just it's a revolving door. They get busted, they close down, they go in there, they find stuff. Oh, it's not enough. And so the people don't care. They're making a mint off our communities, and they're poisoning our kids and everybody else because it's an open market. So it's getting like Philadelphia or some of the other larger cities that they're just able to. Councilman McCoy put in something that they're not supposed to have. All the advertising right at the counter. You go in there, all the advertising at the counter. We talked about the lights. I talked to Nathan. All council members have been talking about these little small smoke shops just popping up here and there. And Councilman Chris Johnson said half of them don't even have license. It's up to land use and L&I to go, we harassing, I don't mean harassing, we're running up in senior homes, we're giving them tickets, we're giving them violations. How about burn your energies one day and go in all these corner stores and see if they have license? Like Chris said, over in his district, 2 of them didn't even have license. In mine, 2 of them didn't have license. So we need land use and L&I, whatever the name change on, but y'all know who I'm talking about, L&I and land use and planning to take a part of this action. Otherwise, we just beating a dead fish.
Councilmember, I never heard it put that way.
When I said it, oh, that's old school. Fish is dead. It ain't nothing happening.
I tried to hold it in. Councilmember Harley.
Yes, thank you. That was funny. I would like to be added as a co-sponsor. My issue with this is that the ordinance says that we want to put a temporary moratorium on the issuance of business license. How about when they get licensed and the licensed are not basically asking for smoke shops, and they pretty much get a license to just open up a shop, and then they end up selling these types of things. So my biggest issue is how do you stop them from getting a license to just open up a deli, and then they end up selling these types of things. So I support this 100%, but my biggest concern, we're saying put a temporary moratorium on the issuance of. Some of them are not saying that they have a smoke shop. I think that's part of the problem, and I think part of what Councilmember Oliver was saying is that there needs to be some type of monitoring, especially for the businesses that did not get a license to be a smoke shop, that they have a license but not to be a smoke shop, but they have those types of products in their stores. So I just wanted to share that as it relates to this legislation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Owens.
Yes.
Councilmember Willauer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, I just want to say thank you to Councilman Johnson for bringing this forward. This is extremely needed in the city. And again, I thank him for his leadership on this. I do want to echo what Councilwoman Harley stated about, and I think that calls for a greater reform of what can be done when individuals get a license and then they don't operate within that license in which they applied for, because that's happening throughout the city of Wilmington as well too. But when it goes back to these smoke shops, they are popping up all over the city of Wilmington, and especially in predominantly minority communities. And some of the wrappers on the items that they sell are targeted towards a younger generation. Not even legal to buy cigarettes, but it targets them. So again, I think this is a good first step. I think we have a lot of work to still do with council working with real estate and housing. Land use and planning and L&I, but really with land use and planning because they are the business compliance. So again, just working with them, coordinating with them, and getting this under control in the city. I will be supporting this.
Councilmember Willauer.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to thank Councilmember Johnson for, bringing up this legislation. And also, I think Councilwoman Oliver just really described the issues, that it's not just about legislation, it's also about enforcement. I wanted to echo that. And I do have a question for the sponsor, which is just the first sentence here of Section 1. It says, a temporary moratorium is hereby established on the issuance of any new business license for corner properties. Is it supposed to say smoke shops there?
Councilmember Johnson?
Mine says
It is smoke shops. So the title is smoke shops, but it does not, is not related to corner properties. That's a separate ordinance that I believe is being worked on. So I don't know if it's a typo in your version.
I don't know, it says it right here in my paper, but.
Yeah. I don't know, clerk, yeah, there is the typo in the final version. I don't know if that's the version online. It's page 3, line 2. So I don't know, do we need an amendment, or is that, can we correct the record?
Can we just make a floor amendment real quick?
We were advised that we don't need an amendment. But you can speak to it, please, parliamentarian.
If it's just a typo, Councilmember
Yes.
Johnson, we'll just chalk that up to a Scrivener's error and change it.
It is a typo. Great,
Yeah.
that was a great catch by Councilmember Willauer. It's
It doesn't need an amendment.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Darby?
Yes, I would like to be added as a co-sponsor. This is an issue in my district too, with the oversaturation of smoke shops, liquor stores, unhealthy food, convenience stores. So I am definitely in support of putting a stop on those licenses. But even more important, after the temporary moratorium is established, there's going to be an equity impact analysis, what I'm looking forward to, where they can at least, get a good count of how many we have, what is the impact on public health, public safety. So we'll be able to get a report. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, for then us to be able to then be guided with what type of legislation we need to do as legislators to make sure that we regulate these stores properly. And honestly, we don't need any more at all. So we could definitely limit it once we have that number. Thank you.
Seeing no other hands raised, go back to the sponsor for any final comment.
No, I agree with everyone that, and L&I has been at the table. Director Pabon, Director Larkin, they're at the table because everyone's right. Enforcement has to improve, along with working with Wilmington Police. So the smoke shop that we had closed down on Lancaster was a thanks to the community, outpouring, giving intel, information. So we got to work together as a city. So I look forward to implementing this impact analysis and making this a safer city. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
And President Congo?
Yes.
9 yeas and 4 absent.
Declared adopted. Councilmember Bracy, on behalf of Councilmember Cabrera.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present on behalf of Councilmember Cabrera.
Resolution number 26-019, agenda number 0194. Whereas the city of Wilmington is.
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Mr. President, this resolution is authorizing the mayor to file a third substantial amendment to the federal fiscal year 2021, city fiscal year 2022 annual action plan regarding the allocation of home ARP funds with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Essentially, what this amendment will do is transfer $150,000 of the 2022 allocation to fund a new public service line item for homeless prevention. The eligible activity for these funds will be to serve individuals and families at risk of homelessness and qualifying populations for whom providing supportive services or assistance will prevent homelessness or address the great risk of housing instability. Some of the supportive services that could be used for, and this is not an exhaustive list, is case management, financial assistance, short-term and medium-term financial assistance for rent. These are all of the approved uses under HUD, and that's not all. There is no fiscal impact because it's only a reallocation of existing funds that the city already has. So there's no impact statement.
Councilmember Owens.
Yes, I would like to be added as a co-sponsor, and hopefully we can review some other dollars that are out there still, and reallocate for this issue. This is an extremely important issue, so I thank the administration for this.
Thank you. Seeing no other hands raised, clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darby? Councilwoman Oliver? Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
8 yeas and 5 absent.
Declared adopted.
Can I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused.
Mr. President, I have another resolution to present on behalf of Councilmember Cabrera.
Resolution 26-020, agenda number 0195. Whereas the city of Wilmington is an entitlement community for...
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed, and adopted by yea and nay votes.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Mr. President, this is another resolution authorizing the mayor to file first substantial amendment to the federal fiscal year 2025, city fiscal year 26 annual action plan with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. This one is transferring $110,000 of CDBG program funds. This is unused money that was already allocated by HUD from several public service homeless prevention activities to Code Purple to address the needs of unsheltered people. Additionally, the amendment will transfer $1 million from unallocated CDBG program income and delivery administration lines to fund CDBG program demolition for $200,000 and creates a program rental rehabilitation program for $800,000. The program guidelines and procedures will meet HUD's requirements and will be used exclusively to create more affordable housing. The primary intent of this program is to preserve currently unsubsidized affordable renting units and then transfer them into preserve currently unsubsidized affordable housing units. So it's to create affordable housing only. There is no fiscal impact because this is only a reallocation, again, of existing HUD funds.
Councilmember Owens.
Yes, I would like to be added as a co-sponsor, and again, thank the administration for finding these dollars to go towards this. Again, I think anything we can do to make Wilmington more affordable for residents who currently live here is should be top of mind. Cost of living is completely out of control. So again, this is a good first step. Hopefully there's more dollars that we can find and do more for our residents here.
Councilmember Oliver.
I'd like to be added as co-sponsor.
Councilmember Harley.
Yes, I would like to be added as a co-sponsor and ditto the remarks of Councilmember Owens. Anything towards improving housing, affordable housing, and anything in that category, I totally support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Willauer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor and also echo what Councilwoman Harley and Councilman Owens said.
Thank you. I also like to be added as a co-sponsor. Seeing no other hands raised, clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
And President Congo?
Yes.
8 yeas and 5 absent.
Declared adopted. This time we will move to petitions and communications, starting with Councilwoman Bracy.
Caught me off guard.
I know.
Nothing tonight, sir.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Field.
Nothing tonight, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilmember Johnson.
Nothing tonight except just thank you to the community that's come out to talk about how we move forward as a city. So I appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Willauer.
Nothing tonight, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilmember Harley.
Yes, I would like to just mention for those that are trying to find out what's going on in Wilmington, downtown, or around town, go to Downtown Vision's social media page, and they have a number of events that they share on their page in terms of what's happening in downtown and around Wilmington. And I also want to mention that the Bridge Art Gallery co-owners, Cheryl and Christopher Mack, who was here tonight to be recognized. They have a art gallery in Loma on Market between 2nd and 3rd. They're going to have an event this Saturday from 2 to 5. And may I add, they have some beautiful, beautiful art. And if individuals are available, I would love for them to come and visit the art gallery. And not only that, but I want to encourage everyone to try to support our Black businesses. Those owners that were here tonight, they were very, very excited about getting the recognition during Black History Month, but they really, really would like our support and drop in to support their businesses. That's all I have, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Oliver.
Yes, Mr. President. We have like to make an announcement that we have a meeting, 3rd District, Eastside Civic Association down Stubbs tomorrow for any individuals from the 3rd District who would like to attend regarding the variance that's coming up for Monday. Some of them didn't get the letter in the mail, and I knocked on a couple doors. So we have an emergency meeting so we can talk about who's supportive and who isn't. Also on the 25th of this month, I've partnered with Rose Hill Community Center regarding individuals who need some assistance with electric bills. So we will be doing something over in the Northeast area on the 25th from 5 o'clock, I think, to 7:30. That's next Wednesday, the 25th. Individuals need some help with their electric bill. That is the major conversation right now with that delivery fee. I don't know where it's coming from. It's a lot of different entities that have been affecting the delivery fee. I did go online and listen to the commission and Harold. As a matter of fact, Mr. Harold's been kind of helping me out, trying to understand Harold Gray, because he's on the commission. But the only thing about that, the commission is in Dover. I just went virtual, and we were asking, will they ever come up here and have a meeting up here? But it doesn't seem to be possible. But nevertheless, any individuals need some help. A Northeast area is going to be over to the whole commission on the 25th and meeting tomorrow. And I would like to thank everyone who participated, Tina Betts, Culture Affairs, who participated in the 2250 SIP from the mayor last night. I had the opportunity to go over to Councilman Colby's district and support that bar. And I saw some pictures today where everybody was raising their glasses at various bars to have a beer with the mayor or sit with the mayor for a 250 celebration. It was a nice turnout. Thank you. That'll be all.
Thank you, Councilmember Owens.
Yes. I just want to say thank you to my council colleagues who joined us at Wilmington's only brewery as we did a toast to Wilmington the other night. And other than that, I would just say happy Black History Month to everyone. Hopefully everyone takes this time to reflect on our history and learn something new this year. Learn something new as we go into every month. That's all I have tonight.
All right, thank you. I would like to thank everyone who joined us this evening in council chambers. Thank you, everyone, who was with us virtually. As always, you're welcome to come to all of our meetings here in council chambers. If you can't make it, please join us virtually. You're always welcome to give public comment. Something else. Oh, there's a meeting on February 23rd, a Public Works meeting. I'd like to thank you, Councilmember Oliver, for adding to the agenda a discussion on the city's snow removal process.
Thank you.
That's going to be in the committee room at 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
5 o'clock. All right, thank you. And with that, also, if we can help you in any way here at council, please call us 302-576-2140. 302-576-2140. With that, I will accept the motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, third.
Be moved and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everyone. Meeting adjourned.